Other interesting political news, the Secret Service now claim they didn't have someone on the roof because it was slightly sloped. But now there's a cow on it. And I don't mean the fat Secret Service agent who cowered behind President Donald Trump in fear when he was being shot at, and then proceeded to not know how to holster a weapon and just be just a failure in pretty much every conceivable metric. Now, this was first brought to us thanks to Kyle Becker on X Twitter, in which he says, quote, new Secret Service Director Kim Cheadle, good friend of Jill Biden and the new face of America's competency crisis, didn't post snipers on the roof where Trump was shot at because it was a sloped roof and she was afraid someone might slip and fall. You can't make this up, unquote. Yes, this is not a TV sitcom. This gal is a real person who was hired for a job. It is also hilarious. Her name is Cheadle. She should be guarding Cheetos, still at PepsiCo, which also owns Frito-Lay from Business Fact of the Day. And I'm not original with that assessment or that pun. It's been said many times in the YouTube and the X Twitter comments. But yeah, that's the excuse they've given. Does anyone believe that? I mean, we'll see this roof in a second. The slope is so small or so gradual. A cow is on the roof. You can't make this up. It's almost worse than an excuse you hear from a kid for not doing their homework. It's almost inconceivably mentally vacuous, and yet she said it. And let me see here. Yeah, we'll actually read the actual quote from her. She says, quote, that building in particular had a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered that we don't want to put someone on a sloped roof, unquote. Safety. Who gives a rat's rear about a slope and safety? The most elite U.S. Special Forces, or what used to be the best in Secret Service, you know what their training is like? You know what they could take on? You know how many countries they've gone to? How many war zones they've been to? A sloped roof? That is the most... It's almost like a kindergarten environment for a sniper. Watch any documentary on the YouTube about how snipers are trained and how their practice and the executions go in the field. They literally crawl through the roughest, worst terrain and weather scenarios on the planet. And she's saying, oh yeah, having someone on a nice smooth roof. It's a little slope. We're worried that might be a safety factor. That's, again, the dumbest thing. Oh my gosh. Is that dumber than something Biden has said in the past couple of years with his mental slip-ups? But granted, I know I don't have much ground to stand on because I have my speaking ineptitudes. I know. But that's going to be the dumbest thing a government employee has said in the past couple of years, which is saying a lot. Now, they continue to say, and so, just with her vernacular, in my head, I just keep having that cliche, like, young bimbo, where like, oh, which, again, guys are dumb too throughout, it's not just girls, but like, yeah, that's just, when someone uses that particular vernacular, that's the first thing I think of. I'll attempt to keep a straight face. And so, the decision was made to secure the building from the inside. They continue to say, what transpired instead was a security nightmare, Thomas Matthew Crooks. Which, again, that, of all the names of someone to commit a heinous crime, his name is Crook. Kind of saw that coming, which is a ridiculous name. Almost as ridiculous as something like Topping. Oh, wait, I partially digress. But nevertheless, Thomas Matthew Crooks was able to scale that building and secure his own position, while law enforcement struggled to locate him because they were blind. Well, they didn't say that, I'm saying that. The people in the crowd turned around and pointed it out to the police and Secret Service, yet they did nothing for minutes. Which, yeah, that's what the head of the Secret Service is saying. I'm actually fascinated she has an American flag, a lapel pin on her suit. It's a rare thing in politics these days since they usually represent so many other countries. People on the left and the right. Went pretty viral. This got 5 million views and 38,000 likes. Some of the first responses being, here, Constance Underfoot saying, and here's why it's nuts. The sniper team was on a steeper incline than the shooter, and neither had an incline that was a safety risk. Yep. And I guess it's not too visually disturbing if you have youth listening or tuning in, because the shooter was on you can see the body, but there's no blood or anything. So you can't really tell from this picture. Person's unalive, so I still think it's moderately family friendly. But nevertheless, yeah, The slope that the Secret Service and the agents were on was significantly greater than the slope that they should have been on from that vantage point that anyone playing Call of Duty would have said, oh yeah, why don't we put a sniper there? Or there's probably gonna be a bad guy there. Like anyone, like the most rudimentary video game, or just even playing Cowboys and Indians as a kid, you would know that. Granted, back then, maybe it would be a long distance arrow or Winchester repeater in terms of long distance shooting technology, but I partially digress. Now that did get 4,000 likes. And then Kyle Becker responded saying, quote, "You're right, it smacks of a lie," getting 2.1 thousand likes, which is what I speculate. You have Chuck Callisto saying, "Yet the Secret Service agent who neutralized the suspect was posted on a sloped roof. He must resign," getting 1.2 thousand likes. In the private sector, especially, that person will be fired immediately for those ineptitudes that nearly got former President Donald Trump killed. Ridiculous. Also, a great example of government ineptitudes and having unions and people having cushy jobs that don't get fired for failing time and time again. The day is young. I mean, by the time this video is rendered and uploaded, maybe she'll already be resigned in disgrace. She should, or maybe she's been fired. Should happen. Again, because this is one of the biggest security failures of our lifetime. Unacceptable. I don't give a... Get the best qualified person for the job. It's flabbergasting that is a controversial thing to say these days. Again, who gives a damn what someone looks like? Take every resume, take the one that is at the top. Take the one with the most qualifications, has the most experience. I partially digress. We'll get back to the comments. Going down more and more. Oh, yeah. Jess says, like this one, there's again that picture with the greater slope that the good guys were on, getting 1,000 likes. Oh, jeez. Yeah, there's two sloped, and it says perfect. And then, even more ridiculous, the slope is so gradual, there's a cow on the roof earlier this week. So, this is brought to us thanks to DC Drano. And he says, quote, "Secret Service Director, quote, the roof slope was unsafe," unquote. And now, if you're only listening on Spotify or one of the major podcast platforms, again, take the time to like, subscribe, and comment. Greatly appreciate it. You're missing this hilarious picture where there's literally a cow, not the big Secret Service gal, an actual literal cow on the top of that building. Which, the slope was so gradual. It's only about 13 seconds. We'll play that real quick. Yeah. A literal cow. A literal cow is more intelligent than the head of the Secret Service if you think she's telling the truth. Personally, I'm kind of skeptical. Yep. A cow's up there. I mean, it would be more hilarious if it wasn't so horrifying. Again, the only reason Trump survived is because he turned his head and the bullet clipped his ear. That's the only reason. Now, the Secret Service, the competent agents, which, again, there were. I want to get this straight. There are good agents out there. Fortunately, the bad agents are so bad, they're messing the whole thing up. And leadership. But the good agents got in front of him, protected him, and then they subsequently took out the bad guy. Now, some of the top comments here, again, got 1.3 million views and 44,000 likes. One of the top comments comes from Planet of Memes saying, "Explain this." And it's an FBI employee. What are they doing? They're soaking the roof with some type of substance. I'm guessing water or something, or cleaning up. Who knows? Which, it's kind of hilarious that the person has a shirt that says FBI. I thought they were more discreet, or maybe I'm thinking of the other three-letter acronym agencies. There are many agencies and many tax dollars. They got 158 likes. Governor Eagleman says, quote, "She needs to be removed right now. Her statement is ludicrous," getting 456 likes. Let's see here. D. Trost, the general, says the Secret Service director can't be trusted, and it's a picture that says, "Is it me, or does it seem that the main purpose of the FBI is to hide evidence for Democrats?" Getting 110 likes. That's kind of funny. It's a Batman Bane meme, or meme, as some might say. This calls from Recall Katie Hobbs. It's a picture of Bane. It says, "Biggest, baddest, highest budget security agency on the planet." And then it's a little, what do we call it, kid in a pink suit, or a guy in a pink suit, or pink unitard, saying "slightly sloped roof." That got, how many did they get? 83 likes, which, yeah. I mean, the U.S. budget allocation in terms of how much money these agencies has is damn near seemingly unlimited. Also, it's quite concerning that even though they have basically unlimited budget, they wanted to cut security detail for Trump and decrease it. Interesting. Scrolling down more and more. Let's see here. Oh, she's. Oh, wow. Let's hear. This is from Mr. Mithril Moments. And this is actually her talking. Let's see.
Should that roof have been secure, period?
That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, you know, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. And so, you know, the decision was made to secure the building from inside.
I mean, can someone really be that dumb? I mean, is it possible for someone to be so mentally vacuous that she believes that statement and that she's telling the truth? And let me know if you think it's possible. There's any contrarian statements here. A lot of people have the juxtaposition of the two different slopes. Yeah, we'll see if she actually holds on to her job or if there's any accountability in that regard. But yeah, a sloped roof. Right. I don't know about that. But as always, let me know in the comments. It'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, giving me a thumbs up or a thumbs down or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I could make the show better and better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.